Hello, I'm Brett Knowles from PM2 Consulting. This short vignette provides an overview of some simple concepts about cascading scorecards and strategy maps down and across your organization. Overall, the concept appears to be straightforward. A corporate level strategy map that describes the top of the organization's strategic objectives should be translated to what different departments do to contribute to that overall success. In an airline case, I might have a corporate strategy map that cascades down to the maintenance department as opposed to operations. Maybe the sales group has a different strategy map, as would, say, service. And the issue is each of these departments needs to make sure that what they work on and their priorities are consistent with what corporate needs from them. So if the corporate objective is something like fast ground turnaround time, maybe maintenance needs to sort out how they can repair the airplanes by replacing parts rather than servicing them on the ground. Operations, maybe they need to cross-train everyone so that if a luggage handler calls in sick, someone else can do the job for the day. Sales, perhaps they need to make sure they attract the right customers that want the value equation that that particular airline brings to the table. And then finally, service, maybe they've got to enable self-help. The net is we all do a different role in supporting corporate strategy. Now, it's not quite as simple as we've described. Strategy starts at the top and cascades down, but it's almost a service level agreement. Each of those groups should be able to respond back up to the corporate level what they think they should be doing and what that level of activity looks like. In fact, our research tells us there are really three types of cascades. Objectives which are either A, mandatory, every single business unit, division, brand, cascaded strategy map needs to have that exact strategic objective. Contributory. This objective exists at the corporate level, but you need to respond to how your department, brand, region will contribute to that objective. That's the example we're looking at on this slide. And then finally, discretionary. Things that exist at the corporate level that may or may not exist at the business unit level. It's at their discretion. Now, what we should be able to do is early in the scorecard building process, determine which objectives at the corporate level are mandatory, because that will make it easier for each of the business units to build their respective strategy map, which are contributory and which are discretionary. The sooner you can establish this framework, the better off the rest of the organization is in using this as a template. Now, as that rolls across a corporate entity, they manifest themselves in different corporate structures. For example, a conglomerate or holding company typically has more contributory strategic objectives than anything else. A franchise may be all mandatory. That if you think of something like a McDonald's franchise, they probably don't have much choice at the franchise level. What are their metrics and how they're measured? Then finally, contributory sits up in corporations, for example, like Johnson & Johnson, that has three mandatory strategic objectives. One around return on investment, one around lean or Six Sigma process improvement, and one around culture. And they have 5 contributory strategic objectives. And it's in this framework that they can help structure and do mergers and acquisitions work. This is just a summary. To learn more, please join us at pm2consulting.com.